talk about new year, new career. So you're here, new year, and you're thinking, what can I do? Where is my career going? How can I leverage some of the things happening in the marketplace to become successful in my career? So let's back up a bit. So remember 2019, 2020, we had COVID that came up. And because of that, we had a lot of jobs that were eliminated. A lot of jobs were put on hold by employers because of COVID. They wanted to wait and see how COVID is going to impact the marketplace. It did. So people got laid off. People went home. People started working remotely. The whole world became a virtual space, basically. Well, 2020 came by, and then 2021, employers realized, well, we need to get our jobs going. We need people to come back to work and work. So they now opened up all these, opportunities and openings out there. But because employees had now come home, gotten some time to think and almost like reevaluate where they're going with their jobs and with their careers, a lot of employees didn't want to come back right away. On top of that, if you're in the US, we had a lot of government, assistance with different things, either with helping with your mortgage, you can defray your payments, or you can defer and wait, or you can, you're getting some checks for your kids and all that. That all made it a little bit difficult for people to come back. Then another thing that added to it is the older people started thinking of retirement. So, well, maybe it's time for me to leave the workforce. So they left. Some people also left the workforce and started their own businesses because now was the time to, like, okay, let me do something I really like and I can control. All this came into play. So 2021, we began to see a tighter labor market. So that meant that there's more jobs than there are people willing to do the work. And this is from every job. So I have like retail jobs, hourly jobs that we don't have people to come back to work for. And we are paying as much as maybe $15 an hour. Some people are paying even more. Like Costco is paying like $17 an hour for entry level jobs. It's been a bidding war for talent. So the market is ripe with opportunities for us to plug in. Now, how do we fit ourselves into this market and this market that is really thriving and booming? That is where we are going to have our conversation today. So if you now start thinking about this new year, are you ready for opportunities in your career when they open up? I posted something today that says from John Wooden. He said, when opportunity comes, it is too late to prepare. So whilst we are now going into this year, and maybe you've even thought of it before, but as you're looking at this year, you want to start thinking about opportunities as they free up. As things open up at your workplace, are you prepared? Are you ready to jump in and say, yes, I'm here? That has been a challenge for a lot of us, especially for those of us who say we are Christians. Sometimes we talk the talk and we are not ready to walk the walk. We talk as much as we can, but we don't prepare for what is coming so that when the opportunity presents itself, we are right there. McCall, who is on the John Maxwell team, said something, and I want to quote it. He said, be so prepared that the people around you don't have to question your preparation. Be so prepared. So I'm hoping that this conversation is going to help you to prepare, help you to think about your career this year and beyond as well. So if you're thinking about work, maybe let me talk about different segments of work. Right. So let's talk about the office space. If you're in anything that is more office managerial type of space, what are some of the things that you should be thinking about now? Right now, the market is, I said, tight, and it's really good. It's a good opportunity to get promotions or get a better job, but you have to be ready. That is a key. So in this market space, you want to really make sure that, one, you're looking at your your skills. What skills do I have? What do I have to offer? That is important. If you don't know what you have to offer, you don't know what you are ready to be able to go into. So if you're, let's say that you are an accountant, for instance, and you've been in an accounting job for a while, you're an accountant, do you have your CPA? Maybe you don't. is this a good time to get that skill, that certification, so that you're more marketable? Maybe that's the time. If you are an accountant and you've done it for a longer time, maybe 5, 10 years, and you haven't looked at, other opportunities, maybe you can go into tax accounting, you can go into, other treasury or something else. What is your skill set? Where are you, strong in, and where do you need to develop? You have to do that thing. You have to take the time to assess yourself. That is something that is not very comfortable. I had to, when I started human resources, I didn't have all the skill set, especially with, Excel and with PowerPoint presentation, and back then Access as well. That was something that, because we grew up, without all these computers and all that, I didn't have it. I had to learn. I had to learn Excel. I had to not just learn basic Excel, but for my area that I do a lot of the, number crunching and everything, I had to become more proficient and even an expert in the Excel system, right? So I know how to be able to do the pivot tables and all that. What is your skill set now? Take stock of it, okay? And then what do you need to add to it to even be more valuable? Remember, the workplace will always pay you for the value that you bring to it. That is something that you cannot deny. If your value is like the CEOs, that is like, we need him, so we are paying him $1 million a year, plus stock, plus this, plus that. That is the value, right? If your value is $10, it's not that you're not valuable to God. You're valuable to God, but you need to be valuable to the workplace. That is what I'm talking about. Be valuable, or become valuable to the workplace. When you become valuable to the workplace, people will pay you as much as your value that you bring. Okay. So if you are in that managerial office setup, that is something you have to think about, your skill set. What do you need? Even if you're not in the office and you are a nurse, you are, something else that you're doing. You want to think about, what is my skill set? Okay. And how do I leverage other things I need to add to it to become better? So that is one. Two, have a positive attitude. That is key. Your growth, your next level. Everybody wants someone around them that is positive, that is, ready to learn. And even if they don't know it, they're not just like, oh, I don't know how to do this. Well, you don't know how to do it, but can you learn it? Right? Have the mindset that says, I want more, I can do more. It's a growth mindset. Okay. This is a good environment to exhibit that, to show that you have that mindset that says that I can do more and I'm ready for more. Because that is something that others are looking for. They're looking for someone who will step up. This, like I said, this particular time has allowed employers to see, okay, if I have an employee that may not have all the skills, but they have a few of these things that I really need, maybe I can work with that. Again, remember, we have shortage and we don't have all the people that should be out there looking for the job or coming into the workplace. We don't have them coming in. So we are ready to do with whatever we have. So if you are in a job now, you have a better chance, and you stand a great chance of being promoted if you can get some of these things together. A good attitude, a good attitude that is able to, work with people. People skills is not going to go away. No matter how much computer we use, people skills are going to be people skills. And you need that. We call them soft skills, but I think they are the harder skills, because a lot of us, we need to work on our people skills. We need that people skills. We need to be, relearn about how to interact with people, how to talk to people, how to bring the same mindset that we use in church at work. So you can't go to work and not smile with anyone, like just be in your own bubble and just, almost like look at everyone as a sinner and you are the only righteous person in the group. That is not, being able to make an influence or have influence in the marketplace. You want to go with that joy of the Lord. You want to be able to influence people and have people see the value that you bring. Okay, so that is important. A good attitude day in and day out. Of course, we all have days that is not overly great, but still, you can have a good attitude and you can still present yourself as a true ambassador of Christ everywhere you are, including where you work. Okay.